How would you describe a class or a group of students? Maybe you can tell us how many students are in that class. You can tell us if they are good students, or how many boys they are, or how many girls they are. Also, you can talk about the interaction between the students. Information that you can give us about a class can be either quantitative or qualitative. Quantitative information talks about measurements and numbers, and qualitative information talks about qualities and behavior. Hi, and welcome back. On today's biology section, I'm going to talk about the nature of biology. Biologists sometimes conduct control experiments, which results in counts and measurements. This is numerical data. This type of experiment usually occurs during a quantitative research. The data is analyzed by comparing numerical values. Quantitative data may be used to make a graph or a table. Graphs and tables communicate large amounts of data in an easy way to understand. Suppose, for example, that a biologist is studying the effect of climate on freshwater life. He or she may count the amount of microscopic organisms, called paramecium, that will survive at a certain temperature. This study is an example of quantitative research. It is important that scientific research be understandable for scientists around the world. For example, what if scientists in the United States reported quantitative data in inches, feet, jars, pounds, pins, quarts, and gallons? People in other countries will have a hard time understanding this information because they are unfamiliar to the English system of measurement. Scientists instead use a metric system called the International System of Measurement, commonly known as the SI. One advantage of SI is that there are only a few basic units, and nearly all measurements can be expressed in these units or combinations of them. The greatest advantage is that SI, as a metric system, is a decimal system. Measurements can be expressed in multiples of 10 or 10 of a basic unit by applying a standard set of prefixes to the unit. In biology, the metric units that you will encounter most often are meter when we refer to length, gram when we refer to mass, liter when we're talking about volume, second if we're talking about time, and Celsius degree to express temperature. Do you think the behavior of the animals would be easier to explain using numbers or a written description? Observational data, that is a written description of what the scientists observe, is often as important in the solution of a scientific problem just as numerical data. I'll give you an example of this. The example shows how important is the use of qualitative information. Biologists often use informational data. The road to scientific discovery includes making observations, formulating hypotheses, performing investigation, collecting and analyzing data, drawing conclusions, and reporting their research in scientific journals. No matter what methods scientists use, their research provides society with important information that can be put into practical use. Maybe you have heard that people blame scientists for the existence of nuclear bombs and controversial drugs. The truth is, and the people needs to understand, that knowledge gained through scientific research is never inherently good or bad. Notions of good or bad arise from human social, ethical, and moral concerns. I'll explain this with an example. Here I have a knife. This is a very useful tool, especially if I want to chop some vegetables when I'm cooking. But I can also use a knife to harm another human being. But that depends on me. So the same with scientific knowledge. It depends on the ethic of the people or the society that have that knowledge and how they're going to use it. Science can't answer all the questions in life, and this is because not all the questions can be tested scientifically. Let's think about a very common hypothesis. They say that if a black cat crosses your path, then you're going to have bad luck. But if you think about it, the question would be, what is bad luck? And how long do I have to wait for it to go? Now, how can I distinguish between bad luck caused by a black cat and when does it occur randomly? So I can't have a control experiment to answer these questions. So as you can see, science doesn't have the answer to all the questions in life. The advance of technology have benefited humans in numerous ways, but it also has caused many problems. Science and technology will never answer all our questions, nor will they solve our problems. But what I am sure of is that in this biology class, many of your questions will be answered, and you will be exploring new concepts. Now, let's make a review of the main ideas from this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you soon. Bye!